Pulling back with purpose isn't about disappearing to get attention. It's about stepping back to find yourself again. Too often, we stay available to people who have stopped appreciating us. We keep showing up, hoping they'll finally see our worth. But the truth is, no one can value what they take for granted. When you pull back with purpose, you're not punishing them. You're protecting your peace. You're saying, I'm not chasing energy that doesn't choose me. There's a quiet power in that kind of silence. When you stop reaching out first, when you stop explaining what you bring to the table, something shifts. You begin to focus on your own lane again. You remember what it feels like to enjoy your own company, to dream your own dreams, to move at your own rhythm. You fill your time with growth instead of worry. And while you're doing that, the world around you starts to notice. See, people feel your absence long before they admit it. When you used to text first and now you don't. When you used to drop everything to make them comfortable and now you don't, they start wondering where that energy went. But you don't owe anyone a speech. You let your silence say it for you. Your stillness becomes the statement. Pulling back with purpose means you're not reacting out of anger, but responding out of self-respect. It's choosing peace over pressure, value over validation. It's not a game, it's growth. Because when you stop trying to be seen by the wrong person, you make space to be found by the right one. And that's the beauty of it. When you reclaim your energy, you don't just get noticed, you get remembered. Stop explaining yourself to people who already know what they're doing. That's the second silent rule, and it's one of the hardest to live by. Because when you love someone, your natural instinct is to make them understand how they've hurt you, to make them see your heart. But here's the truth. People who value you don't need long explanations, and people who don't value you will never understand them. The more you explain, the more you hand them the power to keep misunderstanding you. Sometimes silence is the only language that gets through. Someone chooses to ignore your worth. It's not because they don't see it. It's because they've gotten too comfortable with it. Every time you go back and forth trying to justify why you deserve respect, you're lowering the standard you set. You don't have to beg for basic decency. You don't have to plead for effort. You don't have to prove you matter. If they can't see your light while you're shining right in front of them, stepping back will do more than any speech ever could. There's strength in quiet, boundaries. When you stop explaining, you stop chasing understanding from people who already made up their minds. You show them through silence that you're done repeating yourself. And that silence, it's not coldness, it's clarity, it's peace saying, I choose me. In the 4 agreements, it says not to take things personally, and that applies here too. Their failure to appreciate you isn't your fault. It's their limitation. You don't need to explain your value to someone who benefits from pretending they don't see it. Let your calm speak for you. Let your absence explain the rest, because sometimes the loudest I'm done is said with no words at all. Focus on you like it's your job. That's the third silent rule, and it's where the magic happens. When you shift your attention from chasing someone's approval to building your own peace, everything changes. You start to see that your energy is too valuable to waste on proving your worth to anyone. Instead of waiting for a text, you're reading that book. Instead of checking their page, you're working on your goals. Instead of wondering if they care, you're reminding yourself that you do. That's how the glow starts. Not from getting attention, but from giving yourself attention. See, self-focus isn't selfish, it's sacred. When you take the time to nurture your mind, your body, your spirit, you stop running on empty. You start to walk in confidence again. Not because someone told you you're enough, but because you finally believe it. And that belief, it's magnetic. People can feel when you're grounded in who you are. You don't have to announce it. Your peace becomes your presence. In the power of now, there's this idea about being present in your own life, not living in the past or waiting on the future. That's the heart of it right there. When you're fully in the moment, focus on your growth, your purpose, your healing. You stop orbiting around someone else's energy. You create your own gravity. And here's the beautiful part. When you focus on yourself, you stop trying to force what's not meant for you. You start attracting what aligns with you, the right people, the right opportunities, the right love. All of it finds you when you're standing still in your truth, because confidence doesn't chase, it creates. And when you start creating your peace, trust me, that silence will speak louder than any words ever could. Let absence do the talking. That's the 4th silent rule, and it might be the most powerful one of all. Sometimes your distance will teach the lesson your presence never could. You can tell a person over and over how their actions hurt you, how they take you for granted, how you're tired of being the only one who shows up. But it's not till you stop showing up that they finally feel the truth of it. Absence has a way of making people listen to what they once ignored. When you step back, the world you used to hold together for them starts to shift. The texts they used to answer late suddenly feel too quiet. The laughter they took for granted turns into silence they can't shake. And that's when realization sets in. Not because you punished them, but because you simply stopped overextending yourself. You gave them the gift of feeling your value by taking it away. But here's the thing. Letting absence speak doesn't mean you're playing games. It means you stopped explaining, stop proving, stop performing. You've decided that your energy is sacred and you won't spend it where it's not appreciated. That kind of silence has power because it's rooted in peace, not pride. There's a line in The Alchemist that says, when you truly want something, the universe helps you achieve it. But sometimes the help comes through letting go. When you stop forcing connections, you make room for the ones meant to stay. When you stop chasing, the right energy starts finding its way to you. Absence isn't emptiness, it's clarity. It's the quiet space where truth echoes. When you walk away with grace, people start hearing what your words could never say. You were worth every bit of the noise they now miss. Growth happens when you stop chasing and start choosing yourself. That's the fifth silent rule. And it's the turning point where everything inside you begins to shift. When you spend your days chasing people, approval, or validation, you start to lose pieces of yourself in the process. You twist who you are to fit what they want, and little by little, you forget your own rhythm. But the moment you pause and say, wait a minute, what do I want? What do I need? That's the moment your healing begins. Choosing yourself doesn't mean you stop loving others. It means you stop abandoning yourself to keep their love. It's realizing that your peace matters more than your place in someone's life. When you choose yourself, you start setting standards instead of settling for situations that drain you. You stop trying to earn love and start embodying it. That's not arrogance, it's awareness. It's knowing that being alone is better than being half loved. Growth is quiet. It's not loud or dramatic. It's the small, steady moments when you catch yourself reacting differently, thinking clearer, smiling for no reason, sleeping better because your spirit is no longer at war with itself. You start to see that peace feels better than attention ever did. In You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay, there's a message about self-worth being the root of every transformation. When you finally believe that you deserve good things, not because you've earned them, but because you're enough, you stop chasing what was never meant for you. So when you choose yourself, you don't lose people. You lose confusion. You don't lose love. You find real love, starting with your own. And that's when life starts opening up in ways you never imagined, because peace will always attract what pressure never could. True love responds to peace, not pressure. That's the sixth silent rule, and it's one that separates temporary attention from lasting connection. When you try to push love, rush love, or force love, you end up chasing shadows. Real love doesn't grow in chaos. It blooms in calm. It's not about constant texting, begging for clarity, or proving your place in someone's life. It's about allowing things to flow naturally, trusting that what's meant for you doesn't need to be pressured into staying. Pressure comes from fear of losing someone, fear of being forgotten, fear of being alone. But peace comes from faith. Faith that what's right for you will recognize your worth without you having to scream for it. When you live in peace, you attract people who feel safe in your presence. They don't feel pushed. They feel pulled by the calm confidence that you carry. That's the difference between chasing and attracting, between forcing a moment and building a future. In The Mastery of Love by Don Miguel Ruiz, it talks about love being a partnership between two complete people, not two broken halves trying to fix each other. When you learn to be whole within yourself, you stop treating love like survival. You start treating it like choice. That's when love becomes something sacred, not stressful. And the truth is, Peace is powerful. It makes people curious. It makes them lean in. When you're at ease with yourself, you become the kind of person others can't forget. Not because you demanded their attention, but because your energy left an imprint. So let go of the pressure. Let go of the need to control the outcome. If it's real, it won't need convincing. If it's meant, it won't require chasing. Because the love that's truly for you will never ask you to sacrifice your peace to prove your worth.